Okay, students, now that you know how to border a paper, now let us proceed with the construction of polygons. Okay, now this big section here that you are seeing, this is the section that you are going to use in order for you to draw. Sometimes 4 drawings can fit, 1, 2, 3, 4, or sometimes only 3. It all depends on the size of the drawing. Okay, so in this case presently I am going to show you how to draw polygons using the alternate method. Alternate method just means like another way, a simpler way of doing polygons quick. Okay, in this case we're going to be dealing with the construction of a hexagon. Okay, I will be setting 2 drawings in this paper, and then I will use another paper to do the other 2. Okay, okay, now the first thing, question number 1 says that you are to construct a polygon. Alright, and in this case it is a hexagon given side length, and the side length equals to 35 millimeters. Okay, so once we know that, then I am going to draw this regular hexagon. So the first thing is you are going to take your compass, you are going to put in your pencil here, and I am going to set my compass to a radius of 35 millimeters. Previously in our class I showed you about radius, and I showed you about diameter. We said that twice the radius equals the diameter, right? So in this case I am going to set my compass, as you can see here, to 35 millimeters. That's 3, now 3.5. That is equals to 35 millimeters. Okay, now I will accommodate my drawing here at the top. Check that my drawing is inside of the bordering. Okay, and now I will draw a circle. I will draw a circle. As you can see, I am drawing this circle right now. Okay, I have drawn that circle now. And now, with the help of my T-square, I will draw a line passing right through the center of that circle. Okay, so I will take this here, and I will draw a horizontal line passing through the center. Now you can see the line is passing right through the center of the circle, touching both sides of the circle. Okay, so what you are going to do now, I am going to take my same compass. Remember that this radius is 35. I'm going to use the same 35, and I will go to both endings of the line one at a time. Okay, so I will set my compass here, and I will scribe an arc at the top using the radius of 35. So remember, from the pencil to the metal point, that's 35, and I go at the bottom and I scribe another arc. So I scribe an arc at the bottom and one at the top. It doesn't matter which one you do first. Okay, just make sure that your compass is here though. Now you will go to the next ending, and you scribe an arc at the top and you scribe an arc at the bottom. Okay, once those arcs are being scribed, as you can see, all right, then I will take my ruler, and I will draw a line from point to point. See, I will pick this point here and I will align it with the other point, and that's a pencil and a ruler, right? So I draw that line there, I drop both the top and the bottom. As you can see, students. Now, once that is done, then I will then draw this here from the next point to the other point here. Now you can go all around in a clockwise direction or anti-clockwise, or you can do this and then you do the opposite one. Okay, so you decide. Okay, then after that, then you will go from this point to this point here. And then you will go from this point to this point here. There you go, students. Okay, that solves the question for question number 1, or the problem for question number 1. Okay, so that is problem number 1. Okay, let us go to problem number 2. Now, make sure that questions 1 and 2, they can be solved using the same method. Problems 1 and 2. Okay, the questions 1 and 2 can be solved using the same method. Or, questions 1 and 2 can be solved using this method. Okay, you can decide. I would prefer that you choose one of each for questions 1 and 2. You decide, okay? Now, another way of constructing, because if you look at question number 2, they're practically the same thing. Alright, it says given side length, and the side length is 30 millimeters. So I will take this here and I will mark this here, and I will go there and today 30 millimeters. See? So that's 30 millimeters there. And now I will take my t-square once again, and I will use my 30-60 set square. See, this is my 30-60 set square. You can see the difference between the 30-60 and the 45 set square. Look at the inside. Just the inside is telling you. The inside is the same as the outside. See? They are totally different. See? Okay, so this is my 30-60 set square. This is my 45 set square. This side and this side, they are both equal. You can choose any one of them, but for right now, we need a 60 degrees. So I will use this set square here, which is the 30-60, and I will use my t-square at the bottom. Make sure that it is locked on the side as I showed you before. See? My t-square is being locked. See? I lock it here against the prospect. Once that is done, then I will then take my set square and I will put it over my t-square, and I will shift it all the way to this side here. And now, once you have that, look at this carefully. You will take your set square and you will put it this way now. So this is the same 60 degrees like that. And you will scribe an arc here. Once that is done, then students, you will measure 30 millimeters here on this side. Or you can use your compass as I showed you in your class. And then you will measure 30 millimeters here as well. Ten, 20, 30. And once you have measured out those 30s, then you can darken your lines. You can darken your line. There. Once you have done that, then I will take my t-square one more time, lock it, And now I will take my instrument. There's two ways I can do this here, using the 60 degrees again, which is opposite to this one here. See, this is the same as this. Okay, and you draw your lines, and then pretty much you do the same thing on the other side. You turn your set square and you draw this line here as well. Or you can use your 90 degrees lines. I will show you that. So let me draw those two lines, and I draw this here, and I go ahead and I draw this one here. Once that is done, then I take my 90 degrees and I will draw this 90 degrees all the way up to the top. See? So I draw a line here. See the line there? Until it meets this line here, the one that going at an angle of 60 degrees. Then I go to the next ending here and I draw my line again. See? Or simply, instead of doing this and this, I could have simply measured 30 on both sides, and then I simply join these two. So you decide which one is easier for you. Okay? And once that is done, then I will take my T-square and I draw this line here. Alright? There. There. See? Two ways of solving the regular hexagon alternate method. Okay? You decide which one. Alright? Okay, students. Now let us go to the regular octagon. Okay? So the first thing that we are going to draw here, I'm going to pick a point somewhere around there. And I will draw this horizontal line here. And I will measure 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60. See? Sorry. 60. So I draw that line there, and then I mark this here as 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So I have those measurements there. So I have my point here. Brighten it for you to see. Okay. Once that is done, then with the aid of my T-square, I will draw vertical lines at both ends. There. Now, how can this square be solved? This square, you can measure 60 at both sides. I'm showing you here, from here to here. You will measure 60 and then you can close it. Or you can use your 45 degree set square. Alright? You take your 45 degree set square. Okay? And you simply draw your line there. Okay, and now I have that 45, and then you can do this here. Okay, I will draw my line now. Okay, and I will draw this line here from corner to corner. This is what we were talking about, diagonals. Well, by now it should be nothing new to you all because I have shown you in our class. Now we have the square here, as you can see. So what you can do now, you can take your compass and pencil, and then you take your compass here, you put it at one of the corners and open it all the way up to the center. Okay, all the way up to the center, and you draw this line here. Then once you finish with that, then you go to another corner and you draw, and you do pretty much the same thing. See? Then you go to the next corner here and you draw that one there. And now you go to the last one, which is this one here, and you draw this. As we said, it looks like a spider. Alright, now once that is done, then you are going to join the points. Okay, you join the points. Alright, then you can do the top one. You can do the top one. Okay, and then you can go here from this corner to this corner. And now you do this corner here, this one and this one. You align them and you draw the line, and then you do the opposite one here as well, or like I showed you in our previous class. Right, like I showed you in our previous class, you can always go, alright, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. In this case, I'm doing this, then I did the opposite, then I did this, opposite, then this, opposite. Now, this and this can be done with the T-square and set square at 90 degrees. But since the line is there and the corners are there, then I can simply do this here. Alright, here you go, students. That is the way how to construct a regular octagon within a square. And the square, you know, all the sides is are 60 millimeters. Okay, all sides are 60 millimeters. Okay, now let us go to the last one here, which is the octagon within a circle. Okay, for that you will need your compass and your pencil. Okay, I will take my ruler. If you notice, I will flip my ruler like this. It's better for you to take the measurements from the back here. And then it says that the radius of that circle is 35 millimeters, so I set it to 3.5 or 35, and I draw that circle. See, I will put them close to one another. So I draw my circle, students. I draw my circle. Alright. Now after I draw my circle, then I will draw immediately I will draw a line passing right through the center. The center is right here. There is the center. You can see the center there. And I am getting my T-square right at the center, and I draw a horizontal line. Once that is done, then I then go ahead and draw a vertical line passing through the same center, forming something like a cross, right? There. Now, you can either bisect this point and this point. You can bisect it by opening your compass like this, and then you draw an arc like that, and then you go here and then you scribe. A student did it that way, and then where the two arcs meet, then you pass it right through the center, and likewise you can do the same thing there. Okay, but there are easier ways to do that. So if you feel comfortable using the compass, there is no problem. It is correct. Okay? But in this case, I will make your life easier yet. Okay? If you do not have this here or the protractor, then I recommend you to use the pencil and the compass by bisecting. Like I said, you bisect out here, you draw. And I will show you in a while what we mean by that. So, say, this is the easiest way. I put it at the center and I draw a line right through the center. I go here over this side and I draw another line there. See? Or, like I said previously, you could have set your compass to a measurement and you could have drawn an arc like this. 1, then you go here. 2, 3, and then remember to get this arc here, to get these two arcs from this point and this point. 1, then you go here. 2, and then you get this one at the same time that you scribe this one here. This one here, you scribe this one here as well. See? 2. Okay, and then you go here. Students, you want to see the work, you can always play over and over the videos, right? But like I said, you could have avoided this by simply using this here, because it gives you the same thing. See? So you decide which one is the easiest one and pick the best, and then you do your work. Okay, now I will draw from point to point. You can go clockwise once again, or you can simply go to opposite sides. See? Like what I'm showing here. Then when you're using the real instrument, it's easier because you simply do this, right? And this, then you go here, then you go here, or you could use your other set square like this, eh? Okay, and you just simply slide it over the other one, see? Like this. Remember, this is in line there. Then you just simply slide it over until you draw this one here. Okay, but since you have all corners, then you can just simply do this here. And then I do this one here as well. Or you can draw parallel lines using the two set squares. That is what we mean by parallel lines. Okay, now one last one that I would like to discuss with you all is this here. What if you are given, here it was within a circle, here it was within a square, but what are the measurements? What are the measurements? None of them the measurements were given. So what you will do here, let us say that the measurement is 30. So what if they ask you construct a regular octagon given side length, and the side length is 30? So you come here and you measure 30. Once that 30 is there, okay, then I will take my 45 degrees, students. I will take my 45 degrees. I will get my compass ready. Okay, so we have the octagon within the square and the octagon within a circle. There is another way given side length, okay, and that is what we are going to be discussing right now. First thing first, I am going to make sure that I copy the side length. I'm going to make sure that I copy the side length. So I copy the side length. And once I copy that side length, then I am ready to draw the sides here, 45 degrees. I shift it down to the next side here, and I draw 45 degrees. 45 degrees. Now, instead of measuring 30 millimeters like this here, I will simply use my compass, and I am measuring 30 millimeters that way. Or you can measure it if you wish. So what you do here, you measure the next 30 millimeters, and then right after that, then you draw vertical lines on the sides, because if you notice, after the 45, see, this is the base and now these are the sides. What you need to do now, you draw the vertical lines. Once you draw the vertical lines, okay, I then draw, I measure 30 millimeters here as well, and then after that, then I set my set square like this, and I will draw opposite to this, which is this side here, opposite. Remember that it must follow the same direction, and I draw this 45 degrees. Then this one here goes with this one there. Follow the one with the square, and it will make your life easier then, in other words, right? Once that is done, then I take my compass, set the radius 30, I measure 30 here, and I go to this point here and I measure another 30. Having that, then I then darken my sides from one point to the next point. I darken this here, and I darken this one here, darken this one here, darken this one here. Okay, I darken this one here. There. Okay, so this way here is to construct an octagon when a side length is given, and then you use your 45 degrees along with your t-square as I showed you. Okay, all what you have to, one more time, is for you to lock your t-square at the bottom. You draw these lines here, you measure your 30, then you measure this, then you measure 30 degrees, you measure the angle, and then you measure the length of 30. Then you draw vertical line here, and then you draw vertical line here as well, and then you measure 30 millimeters and then 30 millimeters. Then once again, you set your set square this way, you draw that line there, at an angle of 45 degrees. Okay, and then the same thing here, 45 degrees. And then you measure 30, and then you just simply close the endings there. Okay, so students, I hope that this is useful to you all. I will be expecting you to have a better knowledge and skills in the construction of polygons using the alternate method. Okay, bye students.